Welcome, beautiful viewers of James Carpenter Country Living. Today's video is close to my heart. It's my granddaughter's birthday, and I wanted to give her something no store could ever sell. A handcrafted wooden box made by her grandpa. She can use it however she likes, maybe for keepsakes, letters, or even as the base for a flower pot. Whatever she chooses, she'll know it was made with love and care. I started with some scrap lumber I had lying around, proving once again that you don't need fancy materials to make something meaningful. Using the router, I cut a groove so the floor of the box would fit snug with a tongue and groove joint that adds strength and gives the box a clean finish. The base, I decided to use pegboard. Some of you might wonder why, but here's a handy tip. Pegboard lets the box breathe. If she ever stores items inside, air can flow through, keeping things from getting musty. Plus, it was already lying around the shop. Another reminder to use what you have before buying new. Helpful hints. Whenever you're making a project like this, remember these tips. Tip number 1, always test your router depth on a scrap piece first. That way your groove fits perfectly the first time. Tip number 2, don't overlook scrap materials. Sometimes they bring unexpected advantages, like pegboard for ventilation. Tip number 3, think about longevity. A simple groove or joint can add decades of durability to your project. So there you have it, a sturdy little wooden box for my granddaughter's birthday. It may not be perfect, but it's made with my hands, my time, and my love, and that's what matters most. And as I move forward with the build, I'm cutting each board at a 45-degree angle. Here's a tip. Make sure each piece is exactly the same length. That little detail is what keeps your box square. If the sides don't match, you'll fight with it the whole way through. Now, I want to pause for a disclaimer. I'm not a professional craftsman. Everything I know comes from years of watching my dad work and picking up the basics of carpentry from him. Over time, I've been building on those lessons, one project at a time. My goal is simple. Each piece I make helps me get a little better. So, if you see something in this video that you might do differently, I welcome your comments. That's how I'll keep learning and improving. And maybe, just maybe, some of your tips will help another viewer as well. Once the pieces are cut, it's time to put the box together. I'm using a fixture that holds the corners square. That step is very important. If your corners are off, the whole box will end up twisted. To hold everything in place, I'm applying wood glue and then driving in one brad nail at each corner. The glue gives long-term strength, while the brad nail locks it down while the glue dries. It's a simple technique, but it makes all the difference in building something solid and square. Now that we've got two corners made, it's time to bring them together. This is the moment where things start to take shape. you can actually see the box forming. By joining these two corners, we complete the base. It's always satisfying to see separate pieces come together into something solid. This step also proves why squareness and consistent lengths are so important. When everything lines up, the joints fit together smoothly, and the box practically squares itself. Sometimes, even when you measure twice and cut once, the fit isn't quite what you want. That's where a little fine-tuning comes in. I'm using a chisel to remove just a bit more material from the groove. This allows me to achieve a custom fit at the corners. Here's a tip: don't rush this step. Take off a little at a time and test the fit often. Woodworking isn't just about cutting and assembling. It's about adjusting until everything fits together the way it should. With the grooves cut and fitted, I'm now applying glue inside each groove. This step is what locks the base into place and makes the entire box sturdy. The glue bonds the floor of the box to all four sides, so it becomes one solid unit instead of just separate pieces of wood. Little advice here: don't overdo the glue. A thin, even bead is all you need. Too much glue just squeezes out and makes extra cleanup work. But the right amount gives you strength that will last for years. The base is now completely glued and nailed together, giving us a solid foundation. With that step finished, it's time to move on to the top border of the box. This border not only adds strength, but it also gives the box a more finished look. Think of it like a picture frame. The frame is what ties everything together and makes it stand out. Taking the time to add details like this is what transforms a simple project into something special. Look closely here. You'll see I already have a groove cut in the top of this board. I actually did that before I even started this project. The reason is simple. Preparation saves time and mistakes later on. I put a new bit into the shaper and tested the cut on a scrap piece first. That way I could be sure the groove was clean, centered, and exactly the depth I wanted before I touched the actual project wood. A quick test cut is always worth the effort. It gives you confidence when you move on to the real thing. We'll be making the sides of the box from scrap skid lumber. This is a hardwood, 3/8 of an inch thick and about 3.5 inches wide. I love using scrap wood because it proves you don't need expensive materials to build something meaningful. Each side is cut with a 45-degree angle where they meet, which gives the box a clean, polished corner. The sides will then be glued directly into the groove I cut earlier in the top border. This technique not only makes the corners look better, but it also adds strength by locking the sides firmly into place. Well, my camera battery ran out of power before I could capture the final steps, so you won't see me installing the top, doing the sanding, or applying the finish. But that's the reality of shop work. Sometimes the project keeps going even when the camera can't. As you can see, the box turned out beautiful. What matters most is that it was made by hand from the heart for my granddaughter's birthday. It's sturdy, it's personal, and it carries the love that only a handmade gift can hold. Thank you for following along with me on this build. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the like button and leave me a comment, especially if you have tips on how I could improve. That's how we all get better together. Until next time, this is James Carpenter with Country Living, reminding you that the simplest projects often make the most meaningful gifts.